During this video we will show you how to deploy a virtual machine with IPBRICK OS in ArTelecom. With the credentials of your ArTelecom account, log in the platform. Select the option Administration to create the networks of your organization. Click on the Virtual Data Center IPBRICK created by ArTelecom. Select the option Org VDC Networks to create the networks that will be used in the deploy of the VM. It will be necessary to create two networks, one for the public interface of IPBRICK, ETH1, to which we will call external, and another for the private interface of IPBRICK, ETH0, to which we will call internal. We click on Add, select the option Create a routed network by connecting to an existing edge gateway and select the previously provided edge gateway. We click on Next and, in Configure Network, we define the gateway address that will be used in the network internal, ETH0, and the desired network mask. And we click on Next. We name the network, which in this case will be internal, and we click on Next and, then, on Finish. Now we are going to create the network external, ETH1. We click on Add, select the option Create a routed network by connection to an existing edge gateway, click on the name of the created edge and then on Next. In Configure Network define the gateway address that will be used in the network external, ETH1, and the desired network mask. The network definitions that we are using are merely illustrative, you can configure others defined by you. We name the network, which in this case will be external. We click on Next and, then, on Finish. After defining the gateways, we will configure the DHCP server for each network, so that the IP's configuration of the network's internal and external can be automatically made in IPBRICK. Select the network and right-click on Configure Services. And then on Add. We select the network we are configuring, which in this case is the internal. And we define the IP range of the networking. We click on OK and, then again, on Add to repeat the procedure for the network external. We click on OK. If we wish to consult the public IP assigned to the organization, we click on Edge Gateway, right-clicking on the gateway we select the option External IP Allocations, and here is the IP address. Then it's necessary to configure the source NAT and NAT, access to Org VDC networks. Choose the network that you wish to configure and then right-click on Gateway Address, and select the option Configure Services. To configure the source NAT, we click on NAT Add SNAT. We select the network associated to the public IP. In the field Original Internal Source IP range we configure the range associated to the public network of IPBRICK, to which we call external. In the field Translated External Source IP range we insert the public IP associated to the organization. We click on OK and then on Add NAT. In the field Original External IP range we insert again the public IP associated to the organization. In the field Protocol we select any, and in the field Translated Internal IP range we place the first IP of the DHCP range associated to the public interface of IPBRICK, to which we call external. Now we are going to configure the firewall. Since the firewall service will be managed by IPBRICK, we will configure the firewall of the platform in a way that ensures that all traffic will be managed exclusively by IPBRICK. We are going to define a name for the exit rule, in this case out, and in source we placed the range associated to the public interface of IPBRICK, to which we call external. The remaining fields we define as any, and we click on OK. We click again on ADD to configure the entrance rule of the firewall of the platform. We name the entrance rule, in this case in. In the field source we choose the option Any, in destination we place the public IP and, then, we select the protocol Any again. When we have finished, we click on OK. After creating and configuring the network of the organization, we are going to create the VApp that will contain the virtual machine. To create the VApp we click on My Cloud and, next, on the icon Build New App. We name it. Click Finish. When the creation process of the VApp is over, we add the network of the organization to the VApp. We click on the created VApp and access to the networking. We click on Add and, in this case, we are going to select the option Organization VDC Network and click on Next. We select the network external and click on Finish. Then, we repeat the process for the network internal. And we click on Apply. To confirm that the networks were added to the VApp, we access to the VApp diagram. The next step is to create a virtual machine, with the operating system IPBRICK OS. We access to the tab Virtual Machines, click on Add and, in Login, we select the option Public Catalogs. There are two IPBRICK OS images available. One has just the IPBRICK operating system and the other contains the operating system OS plus the document and process management, iPortal doc. In this case, we are going to select the image of IPBRICK OS, we click on Add and then on Next. And we keep clicking Next until we get to the option Ready to Complete, when we must click on Finish. We wait for the process to end and then we go back to the VApp diagrammer to add the VM to the private and public network interface. We right-click on the VM and we select the option Properties Hardware. In the section NICs we click on Add to add two network interfaces. We configure one as internal and the other as external. The external will be the primary NIC and we configure the IP mode as Dhcp. We are going to boot the virtual machine by right-clicking on Power On. If you wish to visualize the boot of the server, you can double-click on the VM and a new window will open, showing the machine terminal. When the server ends the booting we can access to the provisioning page of IPBRICK using the public IP. At this point we can consult some information about IPBRICK solutions, by clicking on the links available in the page. We complete the fields, to finish the IPBRICK server deployment. And we click on Submit. The auto-provisioning of our virtual machine has started, and should take about 20 minutes. When the virtual machine is ready, we receive an email from IPBRICK, with all the data to access to the machine. As you can see, the network definitions that were configured in the platform as external and internal were auto-provisioned by IPBRICK,